Hello and welcome to another edition of Turbo Delphi Demos. My name is Nick Hodges. I'm the Delphi Product Manager, and I'll be continuing on today with our TurboPad project, kind of a notepad clone. And in the last episode, we worked on the File Save menu, and this time we're going to work on the next part of the notepad clone, which is the good old Edit menu. The Edit menu has a number of things on it, such as cut, copy, paste, delete, and whatnot. And we'll work on just the cut, copy, paste, delete stuff today, and perhaps an undo. Maybe we'll put the undo in there as well. But what we'll do is we will go ahead and work on the Edit menu. And of course, the first thing you need to do to work on the Edit menu is you need to have an Edit menu. So we will go ahead and go here and select the item here and call it the Edit menu. I'll grab it and drag it and drop it over here so that it is in the proper location. And then the next thing I'm going to do, of course, is go to my actions list. Now, we've been using standard actions here in the past, and we're going to do that again. So I'm going to select a new standard action, and you'll notice that there's Edit actions right here. And I'm going to select a whole bunch of them here. Cut, copy, paste, select all, undo, and good old delete. So I'm going to select OK on them. And then you'll notice now they're added into our trusty action list. There they are. And they're all listed there, one at a time, each individually under the Edit category. Now, here's the fun part. It's very, very easy to add these items, these actions, into this menu. For instance, I just am going to now go and select Edit, the Edit submenu here, and I'm going to select the Edit Cut, and you'll notice that it's automatically added in. Now what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to try and make it look exactly like this menu over here. Let's see. Cut, copy, paste, delete. So then we'll just go Cut, copy, paste, and good old delete. And then I notice on Notepad right above that is the undo item. So we'll go ahead and put in undo, and then we will slide that up. And then in here for the caption of this, I'm going to put a dash, and what that'll do is that'll create a subdivider, and then I'll go ahead and move the separator there up. And then Notepad, is there any others that we got to get here? Select all, we'll go ahead and put a select all menu below another separator, and then we'll go ahead and hook up the select all item. And so now our Edit menu looks basically like it does over on good old Notepad. Now here's the really, really cool part is basically we're done. And that is because these actions, the cut, copy, paste, delete, select all actions, are all smart enough to know, are all built-in actions, and are smart enough to know what to do when an edit control has the focus. So now, if we can compile and run our application, I can type in this is some text, and you'll notice now if I go Edit, Select All, it selects all of it. If I go Edit, Cut, it cuts it. If I go Edit, Paste, it pastes it. And in addition, these controls are smart enough to notice that if I Edit Cut, it notices now that there's nothing to cut since there's nothing selected, but there is something to paste. It knows that, and so paste is actually the only highlighted or active or enabled menu at the present time. We can also do undo, and now that it's selected, you'll notice I can't copy or paste or cut or anything like that if nothing's selected. So if I select the chunk, now you notice whoop, they're enabled. Works quite nicely. And those actions, all of them have the ability built right in. You notice I didn't write any code to make that happen. The actions just have the ability to know how to operate and perform against an edit box or a memo box or any other type of box that has those functionality built into it automatically without you having to do anything. Okay, now if we look back again at our Notepad, we'll notice that the Edit also has all this Find, Next, Replace, the Go-To stuff in it. And we can easily add that information as well, just like we did before. We can go to our action list. We can drop down and select some standard actions. We can scroll down and note that there is some standard actions. Where'd they go? There they are. Search. We can grab all of these standard search actions and we can add them to the mix. And now there they are. And of course now we can go in and create some more menu items here on the edit menu. We'll go ahead and put them in between the select all and this separator here. We can select, go search, find, and let's look at Notepad here and see what we have and take a look and see. We got find, find next, replace. So find, then the next one is find next, followed by good old replace. And now we should have a reasonable facsimile of the edit menu here. For oops, we got to move the select all down. Okay, let's do that. I'll go ahead and create another separator there, and we'll move select all down below into that space. And now we should have a reasonable facsimile with the Notepad. Does replace have a shortcut key? It does. Control H. Well, we'll give Control H. We'll go here. We can on the action. We'll give it a shortcut key of Control H. Like so, and we'll also give its caption some little dots, a little ellipsis there at the end to ensure that it looks somewhat more like the Notepad menu. And now we've got a collection of items in our edit menu that allow us to do searching and replacing and whatnot. So if I run the application, once again, these actions are all smart enough to just simply know how to work. For instance, if I place the cursor at the beginning, run this, select find and type text, it should find the text. And you know what? It did find the text, but it didn't highlight it because the edit memo has this interesting little property on it called hide selection, which we'll set to false. So now when we run it, it'll no longer hide that selection. You can type this as some text here, go back to the beginning, hit, for instance, find, and type in text, and there it is. It found the text. We can do edit, replace. We can find. Now let's go back to the beginning. Place the cursor here. Go back to the beginning. Go for replace. Put in find text and replace it with whatever. And we can replace, and now we notice that it all automatically worked through the magic of actions without having to write any code at all. And of course, not having to write any code at all is always very nice. So we've seen how easy it is to add functionality to our TurboPad application via the power of actions, and this time we wrote 0 lines of code, but we added a heck of a lot of functionality. So that'll do it for this edition of Turbo Delphi Demos. I'm Nick Hodges, and we'll see you next time.